Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. I hope your weekend has started well, and just to let you guys know, I'm not sure what's going on with my camera tonight with the contrast and the brightness and all that kind of stuff, because it started going a little bit funny before we actually started the live stream, and it has changed since playing that first video. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the colors and the blacks. For some reason it seems like they're really black, but they're not black in other sections. So yeah, not sure what's going on there, but we're just going to ride it out, see what happens. As long as everything runs smoothly, I suppose it's the least of our worries to have a little bit of over contrast going on. Anyway, hello, thank you guys for joining me tonight. Hopefully this is going to be a live stream that's going to run smoothly. You might be able to hear in the background my air conditioning unit thing, like a personal air conditioner type thing, arrived, and it was just a few days ago, so I've got that going on in the background to see how loud it is, because I mean it is quite good. I can feel it on the side of myself, and it's quieter than the other air conditioner that I've got, but if it's too loud then I can turn it off for a little bit, but you might be able to hear it in the background. So if there's some buzzing going on, you know what that is, and it's one of those that you put the water in. So I think it's a little bit more difficult to tell how cold it is because it isn't really warm here at the moment, so it's just keeping this room at a comfortable temperature, which is good so far. Anyway, let me get you guys up on screen to see who's in the house tonight. And I'm laughing because my mouse as well is just crazy tonight. It's got a mind of its own, so when I'm just scrolling a little bit, it'll jump sometimes over to the other screen because I've got two screens going on here. So that's another thing that I'm going to be contending with tonight. So we're just going to see what happens. I'm not sure as to the reason why that's happening. I think it might be that the wireless unit that it speaks to, that it connects to, is a little bit too far away, because I have that in a USB dock type thing that's like an adapter, an extension, so that I can fit everything in to that USB adapter. So we will see. If I'm just clicking on wrong things, I mean, it won't make too much difference because I do that during the live streams anyway. But hello guys, let me have a little look into that live chat room. We have Robin, Jennifer, Terry, Neil, Shawnee, Key, Bob's in there, Mia, Vince as well, Irma and Marta, and yes, I can see Carla going through there as well. So hello to you guys, big shout out to the moderators in that live chat room. And a huge thank you to them for just dedicating their time to these live streams, but for making that live chat room such a great place to be. And I'm just having a little look down, and Vince says, can't hear the air conditioner. Teresa says, I can't hear your AC air conditioner over my AC. Okay, so it's just the air conditioners competing with each other. But yes, hopefully it's okay. If you guys can't hear it, that's great, because it does... I think if it was really hot, it would, yeah, supply a little bit of relief from the heat, but it is supplying a bit of relief. I did have a fan, and I think it's better than the fan because it's got the water in it, and I think you can put cold water in it if you want to as well. What I'm interested in how loud the fan is, because I'm not sure of the size of the fan, but I have modified PCs in the past where whenever you buy something that has a fan inside it, they always choose the cheapest fan they can get a hold of, and generally that'll always be the loudest part of the whole system is the fan, and you can get really quiet fans. So I'm kind of tempted to take it apart and put a different fan in it, but yeah, I tend to get tempted to take lots of things apart and just kind of modify them, make them more efficient, but maybe I just leave it as it is for the moment, because if you guys can't hear it, then it's, well, suiting the purpose for having it in the first place. But I can see that Vince says there are a lot of fans here. Yes, so thank you guys for joining me tonight for this live stream. Let me get the names of my patrons up on screen as well, because they make this possible in the first place, and as I always say, they are the foundation of everything that I do. So a massive shout out to these people at the bottom of the screen. You know who you are, and they do jump into that super chat window and the PayPal window as well. So thank you guys for all of your support during these live streams, but as well as just being the foundation of everything over on Patreon. So let's see if we can get the likes up on screen, maybe the likes goal to begin with, so that we know what we're aiming for. And we are aiming for the biggest total ever of 425. This has been a bit of a regular thing throughout the last few weeks. On Saturdays, we've been aiming for the biggest target ever, and we have hit them over the last 2 or 3 weeks. So because we've hit those targets, it means that now we're aiming for another biggest ever target of 424 likes. So we're just going to have to see how we get on with this, because it is huge. So needless to say, every single thumbs up is massively appreciated tonight. If you can leave a thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be great, in order to get us a little bit closer to that target, 425. We will see how we get on with it, but let's see where we are with the live likes. And it looks like it's either 21 or it's going to be 200 and something. So let me see if I can get... Oh, I know what's happened there. Okay, right, let's get rid of this. For some reason, I'm not sure why it does it, but when I set up everything beforehand and I set up all of the screen captures, it then resets as soon as we go live, which isn't an ideal situation. But let me just get this. I'm going to do this on the fly. Actually, I've managed to do it pretty accurately without even seeing it on screen. So I'm just going to leave it like that. We are at 228 likes so far, which is a great start to trying to hit that target of 425. So that means that we are over half already, which is great. But yeah, we still have a lot of likes to go and a lot of time to go on the live stream as well. Right, we have at the top of the live chat room the vote for tonight's cover video, and that is between More Than Words and Parisian Walkways. So you guys can click on either of those, whichever you want to hear tonight. Obviously it's going to be my version of either of those two songs. So start clicking on those and we'll see what we have later on. Just coming up covers wise, we did start the live stream with That's Metal, that's metal to my ears, so thank you guys for that, or Marshmallow as it's called by my nephews. So thank you guys for requesting that one over on Patreon. It is one of those that does get requested now and again, and yeah, it should come with a bit of a warning for the nudity, but you know, that's metal. It is 80s metal, hard rock. I think pretty much most bands around that time were topless when they played live. So yeah, just that's why the video is what it is. But again, you guys over on Patreon, without all of the requests, I wouldn't have any videos to play here. I wouldn't be able to decide between them. So thank you guys for doing that. Right, I know that we did have some donations that came through before we went live. Thank you guys for those. And mentioning donations, I just want to put up on screen that donations tab, because we always say that you don't have to donate during these live streams. So just watching, hitting that thumbs up is great, and maybe watching a few other videos, but just interacting with the channel is massively appreciated. So thank you guys for that. But if you can't resist, then the percentages are on screen so that you know the splits between YouTube and PayPal, because YouTube takes between 35 and 45% of each donation, and over on PayPal is between 3 and 5%. So yeah, if you can't resist, you don't have to, but yeah, just so you guys know the splits, I do think that is important to mention. And the PayPal link, or at least the PayPal address, is in the description below, so you guys can click on that if you want to do things that way. And yeah, depending on those percentage splits, it's important that you know where your money goes. Right, let's jump into those donations, because we had some before we went live, and I think there were a couple just before we went live, which might have meant that we missed out on those because they do disappear. And I know that Jennifer donated a couple, so a couple of times, so let's get into those. And actually it was Orlando who donated first with a $5 donation. Thank you for that, Orlando. And the message was, "Catch up crew, once again spike the likes with lots of thumbs up, take it Paul." So thank you for that, Orlando. And then Paul backed up Orlando, true to form, donated $2. Thank you for that, Paul. And the message is, "Got your back, Orlando, spike the likes all yard." So thank you for that, Paul. And then this is when Jennifer then came in with a donation of $8. So thank you for that, Jennifer. The message is, "So happy that Francis is back. The strangest question anyone has ever asked you. Stay cool." So thank you for that. And I think we had this question 2 weeks ago, or maybe a week ago. Somebody asked what was the strangest thing that I've ever been asked, and I think my answer was either whether my hair was real or something like that, and there was something else that I didn't remember, but somebody else remembered, and they told me that I had been asked that. I think I might have mentioned as well that somebody said in the videos, "Is it me playing the guitar, or do I get somebody else to play the guitar?" Because they said that when I focus on the fretboard, my face isn't in the shot, so is it the same person? So yes, I mean, yes, it's my own hair and it is me playing the guitar. So I suppose, yeah, in that metal, it's probably a better video because I'm walking around and you can see me doing it. But I can't remember what the answer was. I'm sure somebody came up with another answer for me that I couldn't remember, that somebody asked me that was a bit of a weird question, but maybe you guys can look into the live streams, or just maybe remember. And yeah, it was Tammy says wigs. So yeah, whether it is my own hair, whether I wore a wig, all that kind of stuff. And as for hair talk tonight, let's just get that out of the way. To begin with, you can see that this isn't even a bit of my fringe. It's a bit of the side hair that's now curling forward, trying to get into my eyes. So we're just going to have to keep on with this live stream, and if I start getting hair in my eyes, I'm just going to have to deal with it at the time. But the good thing is, it's not long enough yet to go in my mouth, because that is the ultimate disaster when you get a hair in your mouth, especially if you breathe in at the same time and then it goes to the back of your throat. That'd be end of live stream. I'd have to cut it short. But anyway, yes, I can see Billy's got another, maybe a tribute band, and Billy's called it Wigs of Pegasus. So that's another band for Guffest. So write that one down, somebody. We're going to have Wigs of Pegasus for Guffest. Thank you for that, Billy. Right, let's move on with those donations, because Jennifer donated $5 again after that. Thank you for that, Jennifer. And the message was, "Phil, the video you did about John's voice, do you think that the rasp also comes from a voice of someone who smokes? Is that why singers smoke?" So thank you for that, Jennifer. And this is referring to the video that I did on John Lennon, because we were looking at his vocal. For those of you that haven't seen it, you can go and check it out independently on the channel if you want to. But in that video, we found that John's voice pretty much started to get a rasp to it around F4, G4, something like that. So yeah, top end of the male tenor range. And it's a really common thing for guys, especially for that to happen, where they pull up chest voice. So it means that they start pushing in order to get the notes, because they're not comfortable, and it's just more often than not just a side effect, or, you know, like collateral damage. When I say damage, it is the case that sometimes guys are damaging their vocal cords by producing that rasp because they're pushing in order to get there, and it can damage the vocal cords. And you'll find that once you start doing that, your endurance for singing does decrease, and then you can't hit the same notes that you could do maybe at the beginning of the night when you first started singing. So yeah, I think with smokers, it can be something that happens because of that, because of the damage that you're doing to, you know, your throat and, you know, vocal cords, your lungs, everything with the smoke. I don't think people start smoking because they want to have rasp in their voice. I mean, it seems like me quite an extreme thing to do, to risk, getting all the cancers that go along with smoking just because you want a bit of rasp. It's a lot better to just learn to sing and start experimenting with it yourself. Try and find a safe way of doing it. And it's something else that people think about drinking, whether people that drink, you know, like Jack Daniels or something, then get a rasp to their voice. And I don't think it's anything to do with that. It's just something that tends to happen when people start pushing their chest voice. And it always happens in that register, unless you're doing it in a really safe way with a mixed voice sound. And that to me sounds different to when you are belting, when you are pushing chest voice. So if you ever listen to even a female vocalist that has rasp to her voice, she'll be pushing it in her chest voice. So yeah, that's just something to look out for and listen out for. But it's very much more prominent in guys. You don't really get a lot of female singers, I'm talking about across the board in the mainstream, who always have rasp in their voices. It tends to be just a particular style of music, whether that be like classic rock or hard rock, melodic hard rock. You'll get female singers that have that kind of rasp to their sound. And yes, some female singers that can lean into it if they want to, but also have that clean vocal cord connection if they want to as well. So thank you for that, Jennifer. Right, and I am going to jump into... Actually, I'm just going to refresh the screen in front of me because I want to make sure that no donations came in just on that changeover that we have between going live and YouTube not quite updating the donations. But I can see that we had another one that came in from the Baroness. So thank you for that, and it was a $5 donation. And the message is, you've got this no matter how balmy it is out there, rock. So thank you for that. And it's not too bad today. It has been crazy recently over the last few weeks, but I think at the moment we're starting to cool down, even though I did open the window earlier just to let in a bit of cool air, and it was the same temperature outside. So I don't think that we are past just the generally warm temperatures. So this is why it's good to have this personal air conditioning unit in the background. And just something to say about, I mean, I got this from Amazon and it was supposed to be delivered within 3 days, but it took 3 weeks. But that's just because of the heat wave. I think just everybody's ordering, you know, air conditioning units and fans and all that kind of stuff. But what I will say is that on Amazon, sometimes you go on there and, you know, people write reviews that have like half a star out of 5, and then you read them and it says, you know, it got delivered 2 days late, or you know, the box was damaged when it arrived, and all this kind of stuff. And it's nothing about the actual product as to whether it works or not, because that's what I think you should be reviewing and giving like half a star out of 5. You don't do that because the box was damaged and stuff like that. But anyway, it means that, yeah, when you're looking at these things, you kind of question whether it's going to be value for money or not, whether you should order it. But I will say that this air conditioning unit, and it's one of those that you put water in, it does feel quite cool because it's blowing on me now from actually quite a distance. I'd say maybe 2 meters, a little bit further than that. So a lot of reviews for this particular unit said, oh, it doesn't do anything, and, you know, there's no point in doing it. But important to understand that it's like a personal air conditioner. So you just put it a little bit away from you and you just point it at you, and it's going to be blowing cold air at you. It's not to cool down a whole room. So I think it definitely is serving its purpose at the moment. So if I were to do a review, I don't really do reviews on Amazon, but if I were to do that, I would probably give it 4 stars out of 5, because yeah, it's not like a full air conditioner. But the other thing is, I mean, a great thing about it, and the other good thing about it, is that you can run it from a battery pack. So it's portable. You can move it around the room if you want to. And I have it running from that at the moment. So I'm going to see how long it lasts for, because the battery charger pack that I'm using is quite a small one. And I've been using it quite a lot, actually, because you can move it around. You know, you can move around the house if it's slightly too warm in one room, or you just need to sit down, you know, while you're doing something on the laptop, and just have it blow air, you know, air at you, cold air. So yeah, for me, it's good. And as you guys would have known, that was probably a few weeks ago that we're talking about, yeah, my air conditioner that I spilt all over the carpet because lots of water had built up in it because it had been so hot recently. So yeah, I mean, the good thing about this is I know that there's water in it, so I'm very careful moving it around. So anyway, thank you guys for those donations. I think we're up to date in that super chat window. And I just want to jump into that PayPal window as well, because we had some donations that came in from there. And I think I can get these up on screen, because we had a donation that came in from Nicole, and I think this was, yes, earlier this morning. So we might be able to get away with this and have it on screen, because there aren't any other PayPal messages that have come through since then. I think they're just the donations. So Nicole donated £16 and 17 pence. Thank you for that, Nicole. And the message is, "Hi Phil, I wish you a nice last weekend of summer and maybe the return of the rain. Take care, Phil. Kiss and rock." So thank you for that, Nicole. And I'm just going to scroll up because there's been another donation from Michael. So thank you for that, Michael. And that's a donation of £5. And scrolling up, let me just actually get this more central. Tammy has donated £10. Thank you for that, Tammy. And the message is, "Hi Phil, congratulations on hitting 271,000 subscribers. And I have a thing for that I set up. So let me try and find where that is. And there it is, 271,000 subscribers. So thank you guys for subscribing, hitting that notification bell, and just getting involved on the channel in general. So yes, thank you as well, Tammy, for reminding me to put that up on screen. And I mean, if you guys can hit the thumbs up in this live stream as well, that'd be great. I can see we're almost at 300 likes. So 8 to go. We're looking into that live chat room for a little spike of the likes. But back to the topic of the subscribers, 271,000, crazy number, but we will keep on pushing forward and see where we end up. So thank you everyone for subscribing, and Tammy for that. I'm just going to scroll down because the message is, recently, or it continues, recently you did an analysis on Paolo Nutini dealing with a rude audience. He handled it well, stayed and performed. Anyway, if this happened to you, what would you have done? So thank you for that, Tammy. And I think, I don't know, it's probably something that hasn't happened to me in the past just because of the genre of music. I think that when you have music that's more singer-songwriter, folk-based, then the audience needs to be quiet in order for you to put across your songs in the best way possible, the way that you want to. But with my kind of music, it's hard rock, so, you know, I have a lot of up-tempo songs. I probably move around the stage quite a lot and, you know, go to the front of the stage for guitar solos, all that kind of stuff, and, you know, point into the crowd and get a little bit of interaction going on. So I think that even if people weren't listening, I probably wouldn't mind anyway, because I'm just quite happy performing and it's what I enjoy doing. So yes, I think if people started throwing things, then I probably wouldn't mind that particularly either. I'm quite thick-skinned, I think. If they started hitting me with things and maybe, you know, throwing stuff, and if it was like drinks or other liquids that might hit you or fall on your guitar and potentially ruin your guitar, then yeah, that might be a little bit different. But I'd like to think that I would just continue on with the show, and I think just the genre of music helps me out a little bit because it's more, I'd say, you know, interactive for the crowd. So yeah, I think I would just continue with it, but it's a different genre, so it's very difficult to compare with what Paolo was going through with that particular gig. But like I said in that video, I think it was also probably just a bad setting, or it just seemed like something was off with that particular gig of the audience and, you know, what they were there for or what they were expecting. Maybe it was something different, but yeah, it was a shame. But thank you for that, Tammy. And oh, thank you, by the way, to Bev for ordering a CD from the website, because that is something that came through on PayPal as well. So thank you for that. Karen has donated £40.33. So thank you for that, Karen. A very kind donation. And I'm just going to scroll down because we have the message that comes with that, and it says, thanks Phil for all these live streams. So thank you, Karen, for that, and no problem at all. Thank you for tuning in, everybody, on these live streams. Also, big shout out to you guys in that catch-up crew who are watching this in the future, because you can still hit that thumbs up, and every single like really does help this channel to grow for these live streams to get out there. While I'm mentioning about the catch-up crew, let me mention about the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. If you are a Facebook user, head over there, get involved, because that's where a lot of the live chat room hang out between the live streams. You can just join in with that group, and yeah, that's where Vince hosts the after party, by the way, after these live streams. So you can head over there if you want to after this. But yes, thank you for that, Karen. And just scrolling up because James has donated £16.13. So thank you for that, James. And that is a straight up donation as well. And just scrolling up because Christine has donated £5. Thank you for that, Christine. And the message is Phil being great. So thank you for that. And I'm not sure whether you're saying that I'm being great or whether you're being great, but thank you for that, Christine. I think everyone's great, or feeling great, hopefully, in that live chat room. And thank you guys for all of the donations, the very kind donations. They are massively appreciated, and they do make a huge difference to, I mean, what I can do on the channel, but also, like, you know, buying this little air conditioning unit. That was something that was donated for a few weeks ago. So yeah, it's great that literally everything that you see going on screen is a result of you guys. So thank you for all of your support. And the fact that now I think we've got our live stream sorted, hopefully. We figured out that it was a Google Chrome thing that was messing everything up, making it, you know, really jumpy and dodgy. So yeah, that's great as well. Right, let me just mention about, let me think. The last analysis video, which was on David Cassidy, actually. That was one last night, which has been watched by, yeah, quite a few people as well. This is something that at the moment it kind of goes through kind of different phases with the amount of people watching, the likes, and you guys know this on the live streams, how sometimes we can jump up by 1,000 subscribers quite quickly, which I think was the case recently. But yeah, we had that video on David Cassidy last night, and we had the John Lennon video, which a lot of people have watched as well. And quite a way before that, maybe a week or two, we had one on Eric Clapton. So yeah, it has been really busy recently, but it's great because yeah, more subscribers and, you know, more people joining in, and maybe a few more people jumping into these live streams as well, because especially recently these live streams have been, a little bit unpredictable, and yeah, one of them that we did recently was just totally off the cuff because it was set up probably at 1 minute past midnight. So we usually go live at midnight here in the UK, and it was literally being set up when I should have already been live. So I just pressed to go live, and that's when we kind of just bust our way through it, and it actually ended up going on for an hour and a half. So yeah, fortunately we do have the software working now, but maybe in the future we'll do something again that was a little bit like that, a little bit kind of less planned, and have a more relaxed live stream, maybe once a month, but we can decide on that. I'll probably ask you guys about when to do that over on Patreon, and that's something that I do mention, that I am on Patreon every night, even when I'm having the admin days, because I have a Monday and a Thursday where I just spend the day catching up with emails, doing all of the business type stuff that is required to keep everything moving forward, because yeah, if I didn't do that, because it's just me doing everything, it means that I would definitely get a bit snowed under with all of the messages, especially when things are a little bit busier on the channel as they are at the moment. But it is all good. Right, let's have a look into that live chat room to see where we are with the vote. I think it's 64% for More Than Words at the moment for tonight's cover video, and Parisian Walkways was the other song. So you can vote, keep on voting for that. We are at 36 minutes past midnight here in the UK, so it means that we've maybe got, I don't know, another 10 minutes. We tend to have a look at the cover video at about 1:45 in the morning. That's generally when we get things going. But let me mention as well, and I can't see my mug apart from my Tuesday. I'm just going to give a plug of the mug. That's something that I forgot to do earlier when I was talking about Orlando's donation and Paul's donation. So if you guys want to get your hands on a Wings of Pegasus mug, I'm trying to think where the other one is, because it couldn't have got far, because it was on the desk earlier. But anyway, I'll have a quick search around for it, maybe while a video plays. But if you want to get your hands on any of the merchandise, then you can click on the tray underneath this video if you can see it. And if you don't have one of those, never fear. You can click on the link in the description below. That'll take you through to the spring.com store. And that's where you can get the Wings of Pegasus t-shirt and the mugs, the hoodies, the caps. There's lots of stuff over there, so yeah, you can grab those if you want to. And you can head over to wingsofpegasus.com/merch in order to get your hands on the Wings of Pegasus picks and the necklaces, the earrings, all of the stuff that Carla does over there. So that's all the merchandise covered. And yeah, forgot to do the plug of the mug, but I usually remember, hopefully I can remember to do that a little bit more quickly in the live streams. I generally forget to do kind of all of the plugging and the merchandise, especially when there's a lot of stuff going on. And recently there has been, because of the new Mac Studio. Again, another sign of your support, something that I have been able to buy is the new computer, the Mac Studio. So thank you guys for all of your support. And yeah, it's taken a little bit of time to get things up and running, but fingers crossed we are cooking with gas, as I say in the title of this particular live stream. So yeah, hopefully for the future we can keep on pushing forward with the live streams. But I mean, it really does help with everything, with the analysis videos as well, being able to, you know, record from the software for it to be a little bit quicker than it was previously. And yes, certainly something that is evident when I'm doing my analysis videos, being able to record it. Before, with the other computer and using the external hard drives, I was dropping lots of frames during the videos, which is really annoying because it meant that I would, you know, jump around not literally, but I would jump around on the screen because it wasn't 30 frames per second. It went down to like 15 frames per second, and it was a bit annoying. But now everything is smooth, and these live streams now are smooth as well, which is great. So let me just have a little look over into that live chat room. I'm just going to adjust that a little bit to get rid of the vote at the top of that. But I mean, it's great to interact with you guys in a live setting as well, because I can see Bob and Eric and Linda Z in the house as well tonight. Everyone say a big hello to Linda Z in the house, and Linda Z is just saying hi to Sam. So yeah, it's great for me to be able to see all you guys live in that live chat room. And if you are watching this in the future and it's not live, make sure that you check your time, and it's 20 to 1 here in the morning. There is a clock on the screen at the top left hand side of your screens, so that if you are watching this in the future and it's not 40 minutes past something, then the likelihood is that you're not watching it live. And even if it is 40 minutes past something, it means that you have to check Google, type in time in London, England, and then you'll be able to check what the time is. Because if it's not yet 40 minutes past midnight, then you'll know that you're not watching it live. So sometimes, I mean, I still get comments from people saying, you know, hi, and why isn't my message showing up? And some people typing I agree to enter into the pick roulette, about 6 hours too late. So yeah, just make sure that you check that, because you have to enter for the pick roulette when we are live. That is part of it, but that happens after the pick roulette, which, by the way, we're gonna have last Saturday's pick roulette tonight, and tonight's Saturday pick roulette tonight, and we have the last Moises app roulette wheel. So we have a lot going on tonight with the roulette wheels, and hopefully I'll be able to keep those organized, and we'll be able to get them loaded, and you'll be able to see, well, we might even have a t-shirt roulette if we land on one of those. So potentially we could have a record. If we land on a t-shirt roulette, we'd have 4 roulette wheels for tonight. I think the record is 3 so far, so we will see. And actually, let me throw out into that live chat room, anyone wants to be the top tip for tonight, maybe. So throwing it out there into that live chat room for the top tip for tonight. I'm going to keep an eye on that live chat room to see if anybody sacrifices themselves, because I always forget to ask if somebody wants to be the top tip, and I do have a 0% chance of winning as normal, but I always say that there's always a chance, there's always a first time for me to have the winner of the pick roulette already chosen. So let's keep an eye in, or an eye on, that live chat room. I think top tip, and it is Samantha Fields, who says top tip for tonight. Let me lean forward to my keyboard. Samantha Fields. So I'm just writing this down for future reference. So thank you for that, Samantha, for sacrificing yourself. You will be the top tip for tonight. Right. There have been a couple of donations in that super chat window, so thank you, JC Chino, who has donated $20, and the message is, what's up, Phil? Glad to see you kicking up greatness tonight. So thank you for that. Not quite sure about that, but just doing a normal live stream is fine by me. The greatness is you guys joining me. I mean, that's fantastic. And hitting that thumbs up. I can see that we are at 331 likes. That means we're looking for, I shouldn't have started this, 94? Is that correct? I'm just going to say we're looking for 94 more likes. I'm not sure if that's right. It seems like it might be right. Whenever I try and figure out the maths, as we say here in the UK, we put an S on the end of that word. Whenever I try and figure out the maths, sometimes a number pops into my head, and I don't know whether it's right or not. And yeah, I think maybe it might be right, maybe it won't. But anyway, we will see. If we can get more thumbs up, that would be great. Maybe get a little spike of the lights going on, because if we do hit that target of 425, it means that we are going to be having a pick roulette next week. And like I've already said, we're going to be having 3 roulettes tonight, and yeah, the potential of 4. We will have to wait and see. So thank you for that, JC Chino. And Kay has donated $10 as well. Thank you for that, Kay. And the message is, Phil, tons of thanks from my little spot here in Muskoka, or Muskoka, I don't even know how to say that, Ontario, Canada. So thank you for that, Kay. And that's a place that I have never said before, and I don't think I've heard of where that is. I know Ontario in Canada, but not Muskoka. So thank you for that, Kay. And I'm just going to make sure that everything, I should have probably done that at the beginning of the live stream to make sure that the connection is fine and everything is firing off as it should with the bit rate and the upload speed, all that kind of stuff. And it is fine, which is good. But I'm sure you guys would let me know in that live chat room if there was a problem with the live stream. But thank you. Oh, DCMC, who has just donated $10. Thank you for that. The message is, hi, as Phil, I know you don't have time to watch a lot of movies, but do you have a favourite movie that is either music themed or about a musician, as in a documentary with a smiley face, us rock horns? So thank you for that, DCMC. Right, favourite movie that is music themed. Ooh, this is going to be difficult. The problem that I have in my head is I kind of don't want to say this, but I know that I'm going to have to say this because it's just part of me when I was growing up. My sister used to watch Grease all the time. So that's whenever somebody says about a movie that is, yeah, either a musical or, you know, has songs in it. Grease is the first one, and then I can't help but then think of The Sound of Music because that's what my parents always used to watch. So yeah, those are the two that start to spring to mind, but not necessarily that rock and roll. But I just have to be honest with the movies that pop into my head. But that's just my upbringing. That's just what my parents watched, what my sister watched as well. So yeah, I'd have to say that. And yeah, I mean, a lot of the movies that I do like from the 80s, I wouldn't say that they're music themed, but they just had great soundtracks. So, you know, like movies like Top Gun, for example. And I have mentioned about other movies such as Jurassic Park with John Williams that have great soundtracks and just have great compositions that go along with the movie. So, yeah, when I watch movies, I don't generally start to think about, you know, movies that have songs in there. But then again, I've just had a bit of a flashback. I mean, Snow White was one of those that my dad used to watch. I don't know, even now, I don't know why my dad still watches Disney cartoons, but he does, and Disney movies. So yeah, he likes that. So it means that, yeah, just by default, as a kid, I'd watch that as well. The one that I did watch most was The Sword in the Stone. I mean, that's an old Disney one, and I think there were songs in that as well. So I think a lot of the movies that I did watch when I was a kid growing up did have kind of singing in there, so it's probably maybe just planting that seed in my mind to then like music just in general as I started to grow older. But yeah, when I start to think about growing older and liking movies, generally it was just the soundtracks that I liked from the movies, and that's kind of that 80s hard rock sound that I was very much into, which most of the 80s movies had that kind of soundtrack to them. So I think that's why I like those movies as well. But thank you for that, DCMC. And Get Some J has donated $5, so thank you for that. And the message is, thank you from all the fans in the Facebook group. Awesome fans. Someday you're gonna have to break down Devo, so thank you for that, or Devo with a smiley face. And the first thing that pops into my mind is Il Devo, which I have done an analysis video on, but thank you for that, Get Some J. Obviously not the same, but I will have to make a note of that. If you have a particular video, then just link me to that, because it makes my life a little bit easier when people have a specific video or performance that they do want analysed. But thank you for that. Get some Jay. Jennifer has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Jennifer. The message is, Phil, did you ever see any of the early Beatles movies, Help and Hard Day's Night? So thank you for that, Jennifer. And I think I saw both of them, but the one that I remember most is Hard Day's Night, and I'm not sure why that is, but yeah, I remember more of Hard Day's Night, and again, it's just my parents watching it. It's something that I would have seen as a kid, because I think, like most people at that time, my parents were Beatles fans, and this is what people ask me about. You know, in the comment section, they say, oh, why do you kind of know about the Beatles or listen to the Beatles? My parents were at kind of teenage age when the Beatles came around, and kind of a teenage age where they were old enough to appreciate it, and it wasn't like they were, you know, 7 or 8 or 9 years old. So yeah, my parents were part of that scene, and you know, knew about all of that music that was going on during the 60s, and that was kind of part of their life growing up. So of course, then getting into the 70s, all of the you know, vinyls that they'd buy, especially my dad, it meant that when I was born in the 80s, the early 80s, I was then obviously listening. I mean, I remember listening to the Beatles like off my own back. So I would listen to Eleanor Rigby's one of those songs that I remember when I was listening to all of the albums, yeah, and all of the Beatles songs. Eleanor Rigby was one that stood out to me, because it felt like it was a little bit kind of spooky, and I was young when I was listening to this. But obviously Help, yeah, Hard Day's Night, kind of tying in with the movies, and just so many great songs. And those were, I mean, Yesterday was another one that I really liked when I was a kid. Just, I like the song, I don't know why. You know, and then getting into, you know, the 70s and the 80s, and you know, Queen, and they're another band that I listened to a lot when I was younger. But this is all just from my parents, and I've mentioned about them having, you know, different tapes in the car, cassette tapes, because yeah, we didn't have a car to begin with that had a cassette tape player, but then we did. And when we did, it was like amazing. But before that, we just had a radio, which I think everybody had, and not like a radio where you actually had the display like an LCD radio. Is one of those ones that, yeah, you actually had the dial and you listened to the radio, and you had to oh wow, memories. You had to make sure the aerial on your car was extended so that it worked, so that you could hear the radio. So yeah, you had to kind of move it around to try and find the stations, yeah, on the old-fashioned radios. But this was in a car. And then we did have a car that had a tape deck in it, which was like amazing. So yeah, that's what we listened to, and we had these, you know, the tape decks. The problem was with the tape deck in the car is that you might occasionally have your tape chewed up, and that's something that did happen now and again. So then it would chew up the tape, and then you try and get the tape out, hoping that you wouldn't rip the tape. If you did manage to get it out, then you then had to spend about, you know, a day winding it back up again to get it back to play. So yeah, all of these problems with tape, but you know, great days. That was my childhood of listening to different tapes in the car, and yeah, all of these bands that, yeah, my parents then, you know, bought the tape versions of, and sometimes tapes with just lots of different songs on, just like a mix, which was great as well. But anyway, thank you for, I mean, all of the donations tonight, but that from Jennifer as well. Ola has donated $4.99 as well. Thank you for that, Ola. And the message is, hey Phil, what do you think is Slash's solo in Michael Jackson's Give In To Me? Love that collaboration. So thank you for that, Ola. And yeah, I mean, Michael kind of had that history of doing that with Eddie Van Halen as well. And yeah, I think it's great sometimes to have another, you know, instrumentalist on a song, especially when they can add something unique. I think with that, it's something that I know that a lot of guitarists either think, yeah, it's great. I mean, I'm all for it. Collaborations, just putting on something that's a little bit different. Just, you know, putting a really cool lead guitar, you know, in there. And it is something, you know, something I've mentioned about Jennifer Batten as well, who was a great lead guitarist, and the amount of work that she did with Michael playing live, having just great lead guitar ability. Slash, again, another example of that. Eddie Van Halen. And I think Slash's solo, he just has this style in exactly the same way that Eddie Van Halen did, but you know, Eddie Van Halen was just totally different with the sound that he brought in the late 70s into the 80s. But with Slash, yeah, you can just tell Slash's playing style. And I have said about lots of guitarists who have that Slash sound to their playing almost too much, so they start playing a lot of lines that you think, oh, that's like a Slash line. So yeah, big fan of collaborations, big fan of Slash as a guitarist, just generally because of him really having his own style and his own approach to playing. And yeah, Give In To Me as well. I think I did see a live performance with Michael and Slash as well. So yeah, really cool. I think there might have been one that was a bit staged, and you know, it was intentional that Slash would keep on playing even though Michael was pretending like he wanted him to stop. I can't remember what that video is or what that live performance was, but it's just a bit of a funny video because it's obviously staged, but it's just for a little bit more drama. But anyway, thank you for that, Ola, and I know that we have had a few more donations in that PayPal window as well, so thank you guys for these. And I am just going to scroll up and I'll mention this one from Deborah for £5. Thank you for this, Deborah. The message is, keep on rocking, Phil. 271,000 subscribers, strong and growing. Spike the likes. So thank you for that, Deborah. And if we can hit that thumbs up, that would be great. We're aiming for 425, the largest target we've ever had on a live stream. So it really means we're looking for every single person who watches to hit that thumbs up, because it's a huge target. And you know, we'll see whether we make it or whether we don't. We've probably got about 20 minutes left of the live stream, so it's always a bit of a race against time. But having said the time, we're gonna have to jump into tonight's cover video, which, let me end the poll, because I think it looked like it might have been More Than Words, which was the top vote for tonight. And it is More Than Words with 62% of the vote. So thank you everyone for voting for this. We are going to be jumping straight into it. It's my version of the song, of course. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock! Hi guys, this is my first proper video of 2017, and it's my cover of More Than Words by Extreme. And I hope you like it. Rock!
Saying I love you, it's not the words I wanna hear from you. It's not that I want you not to say, but if you only knew how easy it would be to show me how you more than words is all you have to do to make it real. Then you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know. What would you do if my heart was torn in two? More than words to show you feel that your love for me is real. What would you say if I just by saying I love you. More than words, love. Now that I've tried to talk to you and make you understand, all you have to do is close your eyes and just reach out your hands and touch me. Hold me close, don't ever let me go. More than words is all I ever needed you to show. Then you wouldn't have to say that you love me, 'cause I'd already know. What would you do if my heart was torn in two? More than words to show you feel that your love for me is real. What would you say if I took those words away? Then you could make things new just by saying I love you.
And there we have it. Thank you guys. Just watching the end of that video with my kind of double rock horns at the end. And thank you guys for requesting both Parisian Walkways and More Than Words over on Patreon, and for voting for More Than Words tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed my version of it. Right, let's try and keep everything organised because we have a few pick roulette wheels to get through tonight, and we are going to be jumping into those pretty much imminently. But let me just mention that over on the PayPal screen off to my left, we have another couple of donations, so thank you guys for these. And let me just get it on screen so you guys can see what's going on. And let me get rid of this thing telling me to put adverts on my live stream. Right, let's move up because Linda Z has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Linda Z. The message is, hi Phil, being part of the catch-up crew for so long is okay, but not as fun as being here live. Thanks for the warm welcome back. So thank you for that, Linda Z. And no problem at all. This is the great thing about the live streams, as I always say, that we get to know each other, recognize the usernames, and especially a lot of you guys that have been here for quite a while, just, you know, the usual suspects in that live chat room, of which Linda Z is definitely one. So thank you, Linda Z, for that donation. And by the way, while that video was playing, I went and found the mug. So the mug that I was looking for earlier, or at least I couldn't see, it was hiding behind a curtain. So yes, merchandise tray underneath this video, or link in the description below, all that kind of stuff. Right, let me just get through to another donation, and this is from Sue, who has donated £15. So thank you for that, Sue. And that is a straight up donation. Right, we are going to be jumping into tonight's pick roulette. So by the way, if you can do that thumbs up, be massively appreciated. We're now looking for 35 more people to hit that thumbs up. So I don't know, this might be tight, or maybe we're not going to make it. I don't know. We've got about 10 minutes left. It's always a race against time, so we will see if we can do it. Biggest total ever, by the way, on a live stream. So if we do get it, we'll be making history. But yeah, if we don't, then them's the breaks. Anyway, I can see that Sandy says, Wings of Pegasus, I have that mug. No, you don't, because this is my one. So thank you. But I know what you mean. You can get that exact mug over at the spring.com store. There are a few options of colours, I think, that we have for the mugs, like purple and Wings of Pegasus purple, as I call it. And I just remembered, I always forget to put these lights on. And is it going to work? Is it going to work? And it's not working. It's working. That took ages, but yeah, I always forget to put. So the analysis videos, I got these lights to put in the background to make it look really fancy, and the problem is I just forget to put them on all the time. So I remembered during the live stream. So now at least we're going to have a very colourful end of the live stream for the pick roulette. So it's typical that I turn on the lights and now I'm going to disappear from the screen, so it's totally pointless doing it anyway in the first place. So let's jump into the pick roulette. Oh, just before we do, Carol has donated $15. Thank you for that, Carol, and the message is towards your music and any supplies you might need. So thank you for that. We are going to be jumping into the pick roulette for tonight, so let's jump into the intro for it, and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock. So let's get the roulette wheel up on screen. Hopefully, let's see if it appears. And so yes, for reference, this is going to be the roulette wheel from last week, because if you were tuning in last week, you would have known that, yeah, it was a bit of a disaster with the live stream, and we just had to go live and just fill in for an hour and a half, just doing whatever we could, so we didn't have any pick roulette wheels going on. So that's why this is from last week. So let me just move it maybe up a little bit that way, or maybe a bit that way. Right. We have the t-shirt segments here. If this is your first pick roulette, if we land on one of those, then we have a t-shirt roulette that we then give away a signed, custom-made Wings of Pegasus t-shirt. But we have a few wheels to get through, so we're going to give this one a spin, and we're going to see who's going to win. By the way, Sam is our top tip for tonight, so I'm pretty much going to say if Sam's name comes up in any of these wheels, then I am claiming it. I'm not sure about the Moises wheel though, because that has a lot fewer names on it. So we are slowing down, and it looks like we are gonna be landing on, is it, oh, it might be Persephone 1047. So Persephone 1047, and yeah, I don't know what I'm saying or whether that is even the right way of saying it, but congratulations to you. You have won yourselves, or yourself, a signed Wings of Pegasus pick. So congratulations to you. If you can let yourself be known to Carla in the live chat room, that would be great. Make sure that you just either tag Carla in your comment, or you just say hello, Carla, because she will need to get the details from you in order to get the signed Wings of Pegasus pick sent off to you. And yeah, that's the only way that you can get your hands on a signed Wings of Pegasus pick, is by winning the pick roulette. So just so you know that, everyone. Right, so that was last week's pick roulette. Now let's jump forward to tonight's pick roulette, and I'm gonna have a quick look, and there's Samantha's name just going through, so we know the sheet is on there. Let's give it a spin, see if we can land on Sam's name. Obviously I have no control over where the dial ends, but hopefully I'm going to start, well, just get a win of the top tip. So yeah, commiserations actually to Sam if that was the last pick roulette where we didn't land on your name. But we're slowing down, and I can see Sam's name up here, but we're not gonna make it. Actually, we're not gonna make it. Okay, that's the closest we've ever had. I think before we just made it into one segment before, but we were one segment off a top tip. So again, making history. Just if I delayed it just what, a fraction of a second later, Sam's name would have been winning. But again, 0% winning record, so apologies for that, Sam. It is Scotsman who has won tonight, so congratulations to you, Scotsman. If you can let yourself be known to that to that moderator that is Carla in the live chat room, that would be much appreciated, so that she can get your details and send everything off to you. And by the way, I always say you can double your chances of winning by tuning into the Saturday night live streams and the Tuesday night live streams, because we have a pick roulette whenever we hit the pick roulette likes goal. And I can see that we need 8 more people in the live chat room to hit the thumbs up in order to have another pick roulette next week, and for this to be our new record of hitting that thumbs up and getting 425 likes for a live stream. We're looking for 7 more people. If you're in that live chat room and you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, if you haven't used your thumbs up token, if you could do that, it'd be massively appreciated. We are so close. Right, congratulations, Scotsman. And as I always say, you have to be in it to win it. You've got to be in the live stream to begin with, but in the live chat room in order to claim your prize. So that is, those are the wheels for last week and this week. Now we're going to be jumping into the Moises app wheel, and as you can see, I think we've got 8 names on here, maybe 7 names. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, 7 names on here. We're going to give it a spin because this is the last Moises app roulette wheel. So we're going to be finding our lucky winner. I think with this one, we know who it's going to land on before it stops because the segments are so big. And it's a shame that Sam isn't on this wheel because, yeah, it would have been a lot more likely for her name to be landed on. But it looks like it's going to be... Well, this could be quite close, but maybe Desert Deluge. I don't think it's going to get as far as Rena K. And it is Desert Deluge who is the winner of the year subscription to the Moises app. So congratulations to you. And again, if you can let yourself be known to Carla in the live chat room, that would be great. So congratulations to everybody who won tonight. Commiserations to everyone who didn't win tonight. But those are the 3 pick roulette wheels. And I'm now going to get everything back to normal on the screen, and I'm going to say that we are now... we've hit our pick roulette's like goal, or likes goal. So thank you guys so much for hitting that thumbs up. That's a new record, 425. And I'm now going to say that the entries for next week's pick roulette, because we are going to have one, are now open. So you want to type at Carla Murray in that live chat room. Let me just try and make sure that I do this correctly, and then type I agree. I've done a little example of how to enter in that live chat room, so you guys can check that out. If this is your first live stream, just copy what everyone's doing in that live chat room, and you'll be able to see lots of people's names going through, and you'll see them going through now. So just copy what everyone's doing there, and thank you everyone. I can just see Carla says, contact me if you have won tonight. Yes, so everybody who has won the pick roulettes tonight, make sure that you do let yourself be known to Carla, because she knows all of your, she needs to know all of your details in order to get it all sent off to you. But yeah, keep those entries coming in that live chat room. I'm just going to be jumping into the PayPal window because we did have another couple of donations in there. So thank you for this, Pamela, for the donation of £8.07, and that is a straight up donation. And Rick has donated £13.35 as well. So thank you for that, Rick. And we are now up to date with everything there. I'm just thinking it's almost 1:15 in the morning here in the UK. I'm thinking whether we have time for maybe a riff of the week. I'm not sure. because I tell you what, we're trying to squeeze one in so that we can leave a little bit of time for you guys to enter in for next week's Pick Roulette as well. So I have to now, jump into this different screen. Let's get rid of that because I have to go into my inbox to find the Riff of the Week, the up-to-date Riff of the Week list, which Laura sends to me. So thank you for that, Laura. I'm just going to click on here. Okay, we are good to go there. Right, so we have all of the riffs that we've done so far. Now let me just, I don't even have to ask you guys actually in the live chat room. I can see the numbers already going through, but just give me any number between 1 and 100 and we will jump into a Riff of the Week to finish with. And Carl says 23, Tracy says 11, DCMC says 52, Michael says 57, Tammy says 38. It feels like maybe 38 is a common kind of number. Let's have a look. And it isn't. So 38 we haven't had yet. So we might jump into that. Let me type it in. See what we end up with. Riff of the Week. What did I just say? 38? Like that. You click on this. And I have to do the screen capture for this while we are live. Oh, I've actually got to get the screen capture rectangle to begin with anyway. Right, and then grab that over there and then maybe get it on screen so you guys can see it as well. Okay, that is that. I think theoretically you guys should be able to hear this now. So we'll jump into this Riff of the Week. As always, just give me the name of the song. You can give me the name of the band if you want to as well. But I have to try and remember what the riff is as well because there are 100 of them. Let's have a listen and see what it is. It's a more difficult one. And there we have it. And this one wasn't even a video. And I remember that for some reason my camera wasn't working on this particular night, but I still did the riff. And actually, I'm just going to have a little look because, I definitely know this riff because I listened to this about 1 million times. But let's have a look. Running with the Devil, Carol said. So yes, congratulations to you, Van Halen, of course. I'm just scrolling up because I don't know whether anybody got it before. Let me have a little look down. Billy says Rainbow. I think Rainbow is suggested all the time with these riffs. Is it Jello? It said Running with the Devil first as well. So congratulations to you. Diane says that as well. Natural 2112 Science says Rubbing with the Devil. I'm not sure that's exactly what it is. But it's the B and the N are very close on the keyboard, so that's what's happened there, or it's a totally different song entirely. That's a little bit differently themed. But let's just scroll down because Corey says Running with the Devil, Frank says Running with the Devil, Deborah says Running with the Devil, Metal Cubana says Running with the Devil. So yes, we had a lot of Running with the Devils. Congratulations to those of you that have got this. And actually looking at this picture, maybe the hair is, for some reason, it is gone in exactly the same parting that I had about, how old is this picture, by the way? This has got to be over 10 years old at least. So yeah, I was having a very similar hair day by the looks of it, but I don't have the aviators on, and I don't have the aviators to hand at the moment because it would be good if I did, because then I could do the same pose. But anyway, yes, thank you. Thank you myself for the Riff of the Week for playing that for us. But thank you guys for guessing. And let me get rid of that so we can get everything back on screen as it was. Right, by the way, I'm just going to quit the screen over here to make sure that everything is up to date and as it should be, and it is. So thank you guys for joining me for tonight's, I mean, it's been quite a successful stream, I would say, considering that we've got a new record of likes of 425. If you are in the catch-up crew, you can still hit that thumbs up. It really does help this channel to grow and for the live streams to get out there a little bit more. But thank you guys for joining me and giving me your company for these live streams. It is great to interact with you guys in a live setting. I'm going to be doing another analysis video tomorrow night, so look out for that one. Another live stream on Tuesday night, of course, so hopefully I'll see you guys again then. And as I always say at the end of these live streams, stay as safe as possible in this crazy world that we live in. Huge shout out to the moderators as well for doing such a fantastic job, not just tonight but just throughout the history of the live streams. And if you want to hop over to Facebook now, then you can join Vince for the after party over there. Wings of Pegasus supporters group is what you want to search for, and you can join in with that group and yeah, join in the conversation over there. But thank you guys for joining me tonight, and have a great rest of the weekend, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!